Hi, this is Matt, and you're listening to Bluegrass Jam Along, the podcast for anyone and everyone who loves bluegrass. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is your Bluegrass Briefing for 5th of February 2024. This is our weekly 10-minute dive into news, new releases, and just general what is going on in the world of bluegrass, roots, and string band music. So just to sum up what's been going on for the last few weeks is we've been celebrating Earl Scruggs. Would have been his 100th birthday in January, and I've put out 3 episodes involving Jerry Douglas, Tim O'Brien, Kristen Scott Benson, Alison Brown, Alan Mundy, Trey Hensley, Where I Was Born, a whole bunch of peggers. Fantastic interviews, just really good guests full of insight and just fun and warmth and stories about Earl and inspiration, and really enjoyed doing them. And if you haven't heard those yet, do go back and check those out. A couple of related bits coming in the next couple of weeks. I have one more interview that I've done with Jim Mills, and we chat about Earl, but we also chat about Gibson pre-war banjos in a bit of detail as well, because Jim is an absolute authority on those, and something I was keen to learn a bit about, just sort of hear a little bit about Earl's legacy in terms of what banjos people play. So that's coming on Wednesday, and then as part of the third part of the Earl tribute, I spoke to Kyle Tuttle, who plays mandolin, goodness me, talk about Earl Scruggs, plays banjo in Molly Tuttle's band Golden Highway. And he has a record out, which is coming out in a couple of weeks. And so I chatted to him about Earl, but I also got a chance to speak to him about that as well. And that was a really interesting conversation. Really enjoyed talking to Kyle. So that is coming week after this week, next week, as we call it in the trade. So that's that to look forward to. I've also got some really, really cool stuff lined up. Going to speak to Missy Raines about her new album, which I'm really looking forward to, and a few more bits and pieces coming over the spring, some really exciting stuff, and I'll tell you more about those as and when. But yeah, just lots going on. Do go to bluegrassjamalong.com, check it all out. It's all there, all the episodes, all the interviews, all the tunes as well. I'm going to have another tune for you later this month. But yeah, lots of good stuff. But that is it in terms of podcast news. I'm pretty excited because tonight is the Baylor Fleck, my Bluegrass Heart tour in London. And I'm going to get to see Baylor and Bryan Sutton and Sierra and Michael Cleveland, all that lot. And I'm very excited because I've never seen half that lot play live, and I can't wait. So that is my night. I will have seen that by the time you hear this, because it's Sunday as I'm recording this, and it comes out on Monday. But yeah, very excited about that. Let's crack on and give you some actual news. So this is Church Street News and announcements. First bit is this is recorded on Sunday, so we don't know the results yet, but it's the Grammys tonight. So I will bring you some news next week of who has won the relevant Grammys. But good luck to everybody who is nominated for those. First main bit of news, IBMA official showcase Ramble applications are open, run through till the end of February. And it is a leap year, so it runs till the 29th of February this year. So get your applications in if you want to be part of the official IBMA showcases at IBMA World of Bluegrass this year. What else? We spoke a while ago about Church Street Blues getting a reissue on vinyl and a digital download of it as well. And I got in touch with Kraft, the guys putting this out, and asked if there was going to be a CD, because a couple of people had asked if I knew, and I didn't. And I was also keen to find out, because I still love a CD. But there are no plans at this point for a CD. But I thought I'd let you know, because a couple of people have asked about that. And then third bit of news, Green Mountain Bluegrass and Roots Festival lineup I've seen is out this week. Fantastic lineup, really cool stuff going on. Watch House are playing, Crooked Still, Aoife O'Donovan is playing with Hawktail. Hawktail are also playing on their own. Travelling McCory's, Jerry Douglas Band, Noam Pikelny, Tim O'Brien Band, Michael Cleveland, and lots more. That sounds great. So I'll put a link in the show notes. You can go and check that out. I'll also put a link in the show notes to the IBMA Showcase Ramble applications, so you can go and see that as well. But that is your news this week. Let's move on to the Grass is New and chat about some new releases. So this is The Grass is New, where we talk about some new stuff that is out. And there are 3 things to talk about this week. Andy Leftwich has a new single called Behind the 8 Ball, which is really cool. Really like that. I really enjoyed his last record, American Fiddler, and this picks up where that left off, really. Just really high quality, tuneful, musical, cool picking. So go and listen to that. That is in the playlist. Also, Kyle Tuttle's single of the Earl Scruggs tune, Ground Speed, is out in advance of his album, which is out in a couple of weeks. And it's really cool. It's all played on an electric banjo through a valve amp, And there's like drums on there and fuzz bass guitar taking a solo, and it's like, we've all heard Ground Speed done classic style lots of times. It's a really interesting take, actually. I really enjoyed it. It made me laugh, made me smile. It's got a lot of fun in it. Go and check that out, and it's a good indicator of some of the stuff that's going to be on Kyle's record coming up. There's a real mix on there, and I'm looking forward to putting the interview out next week so you can hear a bit about that. And third thing, congratulations to Wyatt Ellis. His debut album, Happy Valley, is out now. Yeah, really exciting. Go and have a listen to that. That's been a while in the making. Any of you follow Wyatt on Instagram have sort of seen that coming together over the past year or so. So congratulations, Wyatt. That is out now. I put a track from that in the playlist as well. And just in case you don't know what I mean by the playlist, over on Spotify, there's a playlist called The Grass is Mostly New. And what it is all the releases I chat about in these episodes every week. So every week I add 2 or 3 songs to it, and by the end of the year we have a massive playlist full of songs. There's one for last year that's still there if you want to go and find that as well. I'll put links in the show notes. And there's the odd thing in there, just things I've listened to this year that I might mention in these episodes but aren't new. So for example, there is a track in there by Norman Blake and Peter Ostruszko that I was listening to last week that I mentioned. So if you spot anything there that's not brand new, that's why, and that's why the playlist is called The Grass is Mostly New. But yeah, I'll put a link in the show notes. Go and have a listen to that if you want to get your ears full of some new music. That's it for The Grass is New. Which takes us on to Scroll On Buddy, which is just the section where I sort of pull up a couple of bits that I've spotted on social media that you might have missed and might be interested in. And the first of those is the Old Time 100 from George Jackson and Tristan Scroggins. And this is basically a collection of old time tunes that get called commonly in jams. They put together a list of 100 of them, and George put together a list of the source recordings he liked. And basically, Tristan and George organised a jam, got together with their friends, and recorded all 100 of them in a day. And the first batch of 20 are out now, and they're on the streaming services. You can also go to Patreon and get them, get the tabs, get the downloads. And it's just a really interesting project. So I record all those tunes in that space of time. Obviously that means you're not going to have like studio perfection on everything, but you're going to get the sound of a jam. And I'm really interested in that, and so I'm hoping to talk to, I think, George about that at some point soon. But yeah, really interesting project. So go and have a look at their social feeds. Their Patreons. I'll put some links in the show notes and see what's going on there. Really interesting project. There'll be more about that, I'm sure, as the rest of them roll out over the course of the year. And the second thing, CBS Saturday Morning. Chris Thiele and Billy Strings did 3 songs. They did a gig together recently, and also they played together on Baylor's My Bluegrass Heart sessions. They were sort of part of the same tracks for that too, and they're really exciting to hear together. There's 3 songs. Full videos of each. I will put a link in the show notes. Go and watch them. They're superb. They look like they're fun. Like Billy Strings brings something maybe a bit different out of Chris Thiele. I don't know. I enjoy hearing Chris in all sorts of contexts, and different people bring different things out of him. And it's got a similar sort of vibe to the record that Chris did with Michael Daves. And I guess because Billy is similar to Michael and sort of steeped in bluegrass music. Great singer, great guitarist, and just those duet recordings are wonderful, and I think there's a very similar vibe to it, but Billy's Billy and he's got his own energy, and it's just, they're really good fun. I smiled throughout watching them. There's 3 tracks, they're all good. Go and watch them and then watch them again. It's a lot of fun. But that is it. All that remains is just to mention something I've been listening to this week, and what I've been listening to this week is the Tony Rice Unit's record Unit of Measure, which came out 2000 on Rounder. It's a great record. It's one I'm relatively unfamiliar with until recently. I love the sound of it. I love the playing. I love the mix of tunes. It's got that sort of variation of Manzanita on it, but it's got those lovely slow Tony things like Shenandoah and Danny Boy. But it's got Beaumont Rag and Gold Rush and Jerusalem Ridge on it too. And it's just a great record. It sounds good. The band sound good. Tony sounds good. And I've been very much enjoying listening to that this week. That is it for this week. What to mention? Website, as always, bluegrassjamalong.com. Chord sheets, list of fiddle tunes, list of episodes, interviews, things like that. All the tunes are on there. You can listen to them all on the website. You can slow them all down without changing the pitch, which is great. Go and dig in, find some stuff. While you're there, stick your email address in the mailing list box, and I will send you news every now and again. Not too much. I'm not going to send you too often. Nobody wants loads of spam, but I will let you know when there's some cool stuff. and a little roundup of anything in case you've missed it. The playlist is on Spotify. I think that's it. That is it. Have a great week. I will see you next time, and happy picking. Bluegrass Jam Along is proud to be sponsored by Collins Guitars and Mandolins, making some of the finest guitars and mandolins in the world since the 1970s. Visit collinsguitars.com and find out why.